Hi, I'm Audrey Kalman, novelist and short story writer, and the author of What Remains Unsaid from Sandhill Review Press. You know, authors are often asked where their ideas came from, what gave them the idea for a particular book. And I'd like to tell you what sparked me to write What Remains Unsaid. It was actually a very specific event that happened about 10 or 12 years ago. I live in Northern California, and I went with my son to a ski resort in Lake Tahoe. He was going to take a snowboarding lesson, and I was going to spend a blissful afternoon in the lodge, waiting for him, reading, writing, daydreaming. I sat down, and I hadn't been there long when a woman came and joined me. She looked like a very ordinary woman, like any person you might see on the street. We struck up a conversation, and pretty soon she was talking to me about some really intimate details of her life. She told me about her husband. She told me about her son who was struggling with addiction. We had a really intimate conversation. And when I came away from it, I remember thinking, wow, I would never have guessed that any of this was going on inside of that woman or in her life. It's a long way from the spark of an idea to a finished novel. There were many twists and turns along the way, many drafts, and I'm very grateful to have had the input of my critique group and also the wonderful editing from Sandhill Review Press. But I do believe in the end that spark of an idea turned into something that I envisioned, which is a book that explores what takes place inside of us, those things that we may be afraid to say, the things that remain unsaid between people, even between people who know and care about and love each other very much. And the book, I believe, although it gives a lot of attention to some difficult subjects like mental illness and suicide, does in the end push back the curtain a little bit and shows us that there is a way in, that there is the possibility of finding those words and finding that connection that can make us feel a little bit less alone. So I do hope that you will pick up a copy of What Remains Unsaid, read it and enjoy it, and I look forward to welcoming you into my reader community.